is Brandi, who would not send me a bio because she doesn't want it to be about her. She wants it to be about blood. And then we had trivia about Valentine's. So here we are. But I was talking to her before, and of course, how's it going? Well, we just got out of two blood emergencies. So this is a very timely topic, and one I think any of you that can be donors, I think it's really important for us to dial in on that. So, Brandi, please tell us more about yourself when you come up, but thank you for being here. Come on up.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you've already.
Yeah, I got mine.
She's hooked.
Got it. Okay. Yes, I want it to be about our Blood Institute and not just me, but I have been working with our Blood Institute for almost 2 years. In March, it'll be two. So I've learned a lot. My background is in health. I got allied health degree at Southwestern, and then I went to UCO and got my master's in wellness management. And when I learned from all of that, it kind of came full circle with this job because health is all about the whole body. And so, not only is this job helping someone else make memories, continue to live, it's also benefits us. There's a lot of benefits, but mostly it's altruistic, and that all boosts all kinds of endorphins and good things in us. I do want to say that I'm going to answer Lanny's prayer because he prayed that we needed more things to be in the community and ways to serve. And so here I'm going to give you an opportunity to do both today, okay? So OBI is the sixth largest blood bank in the United States. Not only are we one of the largest, but we are probably one of the top innovators in blood banking. So in the early 90s, we were the first to start the HIV testing. When COVID hit, we were the one that discovered the convalescent plasma. And so what that meant is if you had COVID and you got over it, you could come in, donate your plasma, and then we would transfuse it into a patient in the hospital that was very, very sick, and that would give them the antibodies to fight that virus. And so we're always looking for ways to do research. Right now we're working with several different cancer research facilities where we have learned that there is a lot of T cells in our blood, which is kind of like stem cells. And so if you've ever donated blood, there's a little pocket that we take and then we draw the tubes because we do 19 tests on every blood donation that we have. There's about that much blood that's left. We give it to research, and the research is doing specific testing on taking those cells and making them attached to the cancer and basically eating it away instead of eating all of the good cells around it. And so they're trying to get it to where it's person and cancer specific. And so I think that's going to be a huge thing, but that's how OBI is helping with that research. So why is blood donating important? This is something that is a constant need. In our service area, so we're Oklahoma, half of Arkansas, and a little bit of Texas, and we use 1,200 units every day. So that's for cancer treatments, that's for surgeries, that's for trauma victims, that's for newborn babies that are so new that they can't make their own red blood cells. A lot of premature babies cannot make their own red blood cells, and they need a transfusion to kind of kickstart it until their body adapts. Every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs it. We can't manufacture it. There's a lot of things in the health industry we can manufacture, or we can use something different, like we can use valves from eggs. We cannot use anything but human blood for transfusion, and so we have to have it. But the coolest thing, I think, is when you donate, you're helping save 3 lives. To me, that's very impactful. But not only are you saving that person's life, you are saving, you are helping keep them with their family, their friends. I have a couple stories about some kids in Stillwater that are getting monthly transfusions, and so you don't even know the impact that they're going to make on the world, and so your donation just ripples out, and you'll probably never know until you get to heaven how much you have impacted people. So the requirements are you need to be 16 or older. We might hit that in this room, I'm not sure. But you need to be, if you're 18 or older, you must weigh 125 pounds. We are in Stillwater schools, we are in the surrounding schools also. We try to educate them so they become lifelong donors. Preparation, eat an iron-rich meal. This is the time that you need to go and eat your favorite big meal because it takes 650 calories that you lose in that 10-minute window that you're donating. So that's like 2 good workouts. Not a great diet plan because you can only do it once every 2 months. But, and then you need to make sure you have your photo ID on you. And then we recommend a short sleeve shirt just because it's easier to access the veins, but also your body gets really hot whenever you are donating. Some of the myths that I want to kind of go over is we have a plasma center here in Stillwater, and FDA says that if you get paid for a blood product, it cannot be transfused into a patient. So the plasma that they are collecting will go to, some will go to research, some will go into pill form, which is how they say you're saving lives. Most of it will go across seas to make cosmetics and lotions. So I just want to let you know. I know a lot of college students, like that's how they get their Friday night money. But when they learn the fact that it's not saving direct lives, they tend to kind of back off. Most medications you can take and still donate on. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, a heart condition, as long as it's regulated, you are more than welcome to donate. Blood thinners, you cannot donate on. If you're taking antibiotics, you just have to wait 7 days. Some of the other, we used to say if you have a tattoo, you have to wait a really long time. As long as you don't get it from Bubba in his garage, you're good to go. So, yes.
While you're talking about eligibility, you'd mentioned testing for personal and cancer specific.
Uh-huh.
If you have cancer, can people give if they have cancer?
Yes. So most cancers you can donate a year after you take your final treatment. Some, I believe I want to say it's pancreatitis, or not pancreatitis, but pancreatic cancer. I think it's 5 years. The 2 you cannot is if you ever have brain cancer or a blood cancer. Those 2 you can't. Most of them, once you finish your last treatment, a year after that, you can start donating again. Thank you very much for that great question. There is no upper limit. I love seeing people and they're like, oh, my blood, it's too old. Guess what? It's not, because every 120 days, you get new red blood cells. So technically, your red blood cells are as old as 120 days. So, well, hey, we will take those, every one of those. Let's see. Oh, one that I do want to mention is we used to defer for mad cow disease. If you ever lived over in Germany, we thought that it lived in your blood for an extended period of time. Research has shown that it does not. So if you've ever been deferred for that because you served in the military or lived in Germany, you can now start donating again. The question is still on the health questionnaire because they do an extra filtration for that one. Sexual orientation is no longer a deferral either. So those are just some of the myths that I wanted to kind of debunk. A lot of people think that they can't donate when really 60% of us can donate. Unfortunately, 3% of us choose to donate. Currently in Stillwater right now, it is less than 2% of our population chooses to donate. And so I just want to educate people on, that we can donate and how easy it is. We have started a new program at OBI, and our Daily Bread is part of this wonderful program. It's called Donable. And nonprofits that work with us, they get a special QR code. If you schedule with that QR code any blood drive, you will give them $15. Now, if you've never donated with us, you give them $100 for your first donation.
I'm happy to send that QR code to anyone who might be interested.
Yes. If you haven't donated in a couple years, it's $35. So this is an easy way for you to kind of double dip on the good giving. So not only are you saving 3 lives, you are helping nonprofits in Stillwater. So here are some of our nonprofits that have signed up for us. So we have our Daily Bread. The dance marathon is the Cowboy-a-thon. We have Stillwater Public Education Foundation, Wounded Veterans, United Way, and one that I did not put on here, or 2 actually, Habitat for Humanity in Stillwater and Kicking Childhood Hunger. Both also have donables. This page, yes, that one on the top, but this page is also in your folder. So I will send her some flyers of upcoming drives that we have so she can make sure she sends out that link. A couple other programs I wanted to mention. We have several, but 2 of my favorites are Thank the Donor. This is, our CEO developed this because way back when blood donation started, you literally were connected and you went from here to here. Okay, so you knew exactly who was getting your blood. Now, that's not the safest because it's not tested, nor do we know if my blood type matches her blood type. So we have since removed that, but then it got distant. You didn't really know. So what has happened is on every one of our transfusions, we have a green heart. On the back of that green heart is a QR code. A family member or the patient can click that and send a thank you to their donor. So if you are a donor and you've ever received an email, comes in a little brown envelope looking thing on your email, you click it, it looks pretty generic because how do you say thank you to someone that just saved your life? But I want you to know if you ever get one of those, that's coming directly from either the person that received it or their family member. So I think that is pretty neat. And then our honor cord. So I talked about we're in high schools. One thing we encourage our high school students to do is sign up for the honor cord. If they donate 6 times by graduation, they can receive honor cords to wear at graduation. Statistics has shown if you donate 6 times within 2 years, you will become a lifelong donor. And that's what we're trying to do, is build up our youth to keep our blood supply. I can tell you we have not come back from COVID. We used to have a lot bigger numbers, and we were out of the school for about 3 years from presenting to students. And so now they're in college, and they don't know, and they don't want to donate. And I don't know, I'm on OSU campus all the time, and I don't know how many times they're like, I'm good. And I want to be like, yes, I know you're good. That's why I'm asking you to donate. But I think we're getting back into the high school. So these are the 2 little boys I want to tell you about. They are brothers. They used to live in Stillwater. They've recently moved to Cushing, but they still go. Their mom still works in Stillwater. Dad works in Stillwater. And they also attend Stepping Stone daycare here in Stillwater. Leon is the older one, and at 2 months old, his mom took him to his regular pediatrician, and he was like, he's looking really peakish. Like, I think we need to do some testing. Found out he has black diamond fan anemia. Big word that means he makes no red blood cells. And so he goes and gets transfusions about every 3 weeks. Then little brother Edson came along, and everything was great with the pregnancy. 2 months old, she took him. He has the same condition. It was a 50-50 chance. And so both brothers are going through treatments right now. They have found a bone marrow match for Leon. Currently, his iron's too high to start with that transfusion. So that's great. He found a match, and so as soon as they can get his iron levels to where it's safe for a transfusion, he'll get the bone marrow, and then once that takes effect, his body will start making red blood cells. And so, but these are just 2 little boys that literally have to have blood to survive. These are 2 little boys that, if it hadn't been for donors, there'd be no memories. Their parents wouldn't their parents wouldn't have birthdays. They wouldn't have Christmas. And I can tell you from experience, losing a child is devastating. And so you are making someone's life so much better. Okay, sorry.
This is a safe room to cry in, Brandi. I know you don't know this, but I'm known as the most crying president in the entire Rotary history.
Well, I'm glad to match you.
You're in good company.
I'm glad to match you. We're here till 1. Do you mind if I keep you guys till 1? Okay. Oh, it didn't play. Play for me, please. Oh, well, this was Connor, and Connor got diagnosed right after his 3rd birthday. He went to a bounce house jumping, and then he went to his grandma's, and his grandma was a nurse, and she's like, he's running a fever, like, he's not looking good. Took him to the doctor, and the doctor's like, I don't want to scare you, but he has all the signs of leukemia. They took him, I don't want to scare you, but I want you to know that this is a possibility. He did. He went through 2 years of treatment. He got several units of blood and plasma. I wish I could show you this video, because in there it talks about his mom said, I didn't know anything about transfusions. Like, what do you mean he needs blood? And she goes, but you could totally tell when he needed it, he was lethargic. He had no energy. He would just lay there. And as soon as he got that transfusion, he was this happy, healthy, energetic little boy. And she was like, if it hadn't been for blood, like, he would not have been healthy enough to continue the treatments, and we wouldn't have our son. So I just say that to let you know, to give you a personalized view of what you're doing when you step in, when you talk to friends about donating. So this is the next blood drive. I don't know if anybody likes Stone Clouds, but you get a pint of beer if you give us a pint. So that's always great, right? This is on Valentine's Day, so, I'm going with the theme of Valentine's Day. What better way to show your love than giving some people some life? So my call to action to you guys is to make an appointment. If your agency wants to host a drive, I can set that up for you. If you have other church groups that you think this would be an interesting topic, I'll come anytime, just let me know. Sharing on social, that's the best way. Used to, we could do radio ads, newspapers. Nobody's reading those right now, unfortunately, so it's on social media. So if you ever see a poster, take a picture, share it on your social. Especially if you can't give, that is the best way to get information out. And we always, not always, I would say generally most of the time. I've been here for 2 years, and there might have been like one shirt I haven't really liked. But this shirt is, it's a basketball shirt, and it says we've got more than ice in our veins. So we kind of took that because we need you guys to step up. We're in clutch times. We need you guys to step up, just like our basketball players do when the game's on the line. And come April, May, our shirts will be Get Your Sticks on Route 66, because we're helping celebrate the 100-year birthday of Route 66. So, any questions? Yes.
You got to be faster. One of those earlier slides that you showed, I understand the hepatitis C, the HIV, but does West Nile also have a marker that prevents you from donating?
I don't know that off the top of my head, sir. I do know we test for that. But I don't. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if you have that, if you can still donate or not. I know with hepatitis C you can't.
And
But
with HIV, you can't also,
right.
of which I don't have any of those.
Right. But I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if that one stays with you or if there's a treatment for it, and that way you would have, what I would recommend is go to a drive and ask my supervisor, because she has all of them, and if she doesn't know, we have a physician on call that we call.
Google says 120 days.
There you go. 120 days. Hey, just like your red blood cells.
I'm gonna grab.
And then what was the minimum age?
16.
16 and 110 pounds.
For, yes, 16, 17-year-olds is 125, but yes, over 18 is 110. Yes.
Can you tell me what's the difference between donating blood and donating platelets, and is there a different criteria that has to be met for one or the other?
So, donating platelets is a little longer process. You can only donate platelets at a center. So, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Enid would be, all three of those are kind of relatively the same. It is a longer process. With platelets, you get your plasma, red blood cells, and saline solution back. But the platelets, they only last 5 days. So from the time you donate, testing, they're transfused. Platelets are normally what cancer patients need. We are in desperate need of platelets. And if you want to do a platelet blood drive, they currently have, it is $200 for every first-time platelet donors back to, so I'm just letting you know, if we want to do that, I can set it up with because we do have a mobile platelet team. And
That has to be a completely different event. You can't be take my blood, take my platelets, do it all, give me a beer.
Okay. So we can do both a blood drive and a platelet drive at the same time with our mobile team. When you do a whole blood, we take all of it. We then separate it out into red blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Plasma is normally used for burn victims or people waiting on transplants. So technically you're giving all three, and you're helping all kinds of patients when you do whole blood. Platelets are just for cancer patients. And then we also have one at any of our blood drives. It's called a double red or a power red, and you give 2 units of red blood cells, but you get your platelets, plasma, and then saline solution back. So if you ever donated and not felt well, if you are 5'5" and 150 pounds, you are eligible to donate a double. My husband says that it makes him feel way better because he gets that extra hydration with it. And so I cannot because I'm too short. So, yes. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
So I know when trying to donate plasma, every time I've tried, my iron levels are too low. Is it the same thing when donating blood as plasma?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their recommendation is. So a normal is 9 to 10. We don't take it until it's a 12.5. If you do have trouble with your iron, you can either eat iron-rich foods like red meats, dark greens, nuts. I recommend, if you do that, also pairing it with a vitamin C, because the vitamin C will help absorb that iron. Then avoid your energy drinks, teas, and coffees for like the day leading up. I know. And hydrate. So and if you've ever got deferred because of a low iron, it does fluctuate. It depends on what you eat, what your stress level is, what your lifestyle is like. And so all of that, it can go up and down. So if you've got deferred once, don't think it's a forever thing. Okay, anything else?
Also, I would say if you go to donate and it takes a really long time, it's probably because you're not hydrated. When I've gone when I'm hydrated, it's so fast.
Yes. You won't be on the table for more than 15 minutes to donate. But if you're hydrated, it can take like 5 to 7. If you're not, it's closer to the 12-15 mark.
What kind of reports are provided to donors? Like, do we get to know what's on our blood, or like blood levels, or I don't
Yes.
even know what it is.
Yes.
I think it's really incentivizing to me if I go every couple months to track, certain metrics in my blood
Yes.
without
So-
paying for it. Is what
Right.
I'm saying.
So that's exactly, yes. So every time if you don't know your blood type, we will tell you. But you get your hemoglobin level, which is your iron count. You get your cholesterol, blood pressure. And there's one more. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But the good thing is, if you are a regular donor, and we've done this several times with people that have been regular donors, their blood has come back and it hasn't looked right, and they've called and said, hey, you need to go see your doctor. Like, something's wrong. And it's prevented heart attacks. It's prevented strokes. It's got people to know that they have an autoimmune system condition that they need to. So it is very beneficial to donate. On top of that, when you donate, your body automatically starts kicking in new red blood cells, and that means you got new cells going on that are carrying things faster. Plus, just like iron, rust everything, we don't want too much iron in our system. It is said that if you're a regular donor, so 3 times a year, you live about 5 years longer because you have less iron in your system.
They also have really good snacks. So you can get your cholesterol level,
Yes.
but also you can get some of those little grandma's sandwich cookies.
Yes.
Delicious. Nutter butters, too.
Okay, so you touched on blood emergency.
Yes.
Can you talk about supply demand curves in different regions in the country?
Okay, so I can only tell, all across United States pretty much went into a blood emergency right after Christmas because of the holidays. Everybody's too busy. The other thing is we get about 60% of our blood from high schools, tech schools, colleges. So they're out. Summertime, very hard. We try very diligently not to go into one, but right after Christmas and midsummer is usually when we go into a blood emergency, because both times blood usage is higher during both of those times. Especially in the summer, people like to do stupid things outside. So blood usage goes up, travel goes up. So all of those kind of things. And then we don't have the students, because let me tell you, when you tell a student, hey, I'm going to give you a snack and you get out of an hour of class and a free t-shirt, they're like, I'm sold, I'm in, take whatever. So their high schools are really good about that. But yes, so summertime and then right after Christmas.
All right.
'Kay,
Everybody
I
Brandon's
got-
got
okay.
one more thing.
All right. Who can tell me how many lives, raise your hand, back to school, how many lives one donation can save? Okay, how many donations do we need every day in Oklahoma? Who said it? And how do you help our blood or our daily bread if you want to help for a blood drive? QR code.
And I already made my appointment for Saturday using the Our Daily Bread QR code. Super easy.
I did too, Rachel. Hopefully
I'm
I'll
at
see you there.
3:30 if you want to meet me there.
Thank you guys. I very much appreciate it. Let me know if I can help anyway.
Everybody give Brandi a round of applause. Brandi, our club support